Imagine this, that you're watching IPL on Jio Cinema, you see an ad for a mutual fund and that ad runs for 30 seconds. Now in order to run this 30-second ad, the company will easily spend 60 lakhs. And in a match, it will easily run this ad at least 5 times. So the total spent comes out to be roughly 3 crores. Now the very next day, you receive a message on your phone from another rival mutual fund. Let's call it Jio Mutual Fund. But it was able to reach you by spending 1/100th of the total spend that was done by its rival. Now this is one of the key competitive advantages that Jio Financial currently has. Just to understand the context, Jio Financial recently got listed on the Indian Stock Exchange. It currently does not even have a business model. Aisa kuch bhi nahi hai that they have like offices and bunch of other different things, but still it has been valued as the second biggest NBFC, non-banking finance company in India right now. According to me, this part of the Reliance group could very well become a multi-bagger stock. Right now, it is falling in the market, lower पे lower circuit लगे जा रहे हैं. But in case you wish to be an investor in this company, you already hold the stock, this piece of analysis will help you understand the competitor landscape. It will help you understand the DNA of the monopoly. And more importantly, it will help you understand whether or not you should be investing in such businesses. So let's discuss 4 things: how Reliance, more specifically Jio, builds its businesses, and how it is actually going to build Jio Financial. Number 2, why Jio Financials will be an extremely profitable business going forward. Number 3, what kind of competitor landscape will it change? How will it hit companies like Paytm? How will it hit Bajaj Finance? All these stocks are happening, so we'll discuss that. 4th and finally, what is the right time of entry for this stock? And when is it that I'm going to buy it? Whether or not I'm going to buy it, I will reveal all those points. So here is the typical business model that Reliance is exhibiting in its current set of businesses, and I will give you a couple of relevant examples also, and it consists of 4 simple steps. Number 1 is that you procure capital or you partner with other big players. For example, you might be aware of the news that during COVID or just after COVID, Reliance ended up forming a lot of strategic partnerships with Facebook, with Google and Silver Lake Partners. On top of this, when it comes to Jio Financials, it has partnered with BlackRock, which is the largest asset management company. Then comes the second step, that the specific business that it targets, it ends up doing a lot of price war and it undercuts the competition. This model has been exhibited in the telecom space, how Jio ended up becoming one of the largest telecom players or the largest telecom player. How did it happen? Well, free mobile, free data, this, that, right? So with that, they were able to undercut the competition and take the market share away from other players. Then comes the third step where you literally kill the competition. For example, again, take a look at this graphic and you will notice that approximately like 10 years back, there were a lot more telecom players in India. The market was fragmented. Jio came in, killed a lot of players, and now only large conglomerate players are left. Then comes the final or profitability stage. This is where the prices are jacked up. For example, right now you are seeing this in Jio Telecom, that pehle to sab kuch free focus mein ho gaya, that everything was free focus earlier. Now the prices have been jacked up quite aggressively. Now some of you might say that, okay, you are handpicking an example here. Can you show some other example from Reliance Group where this has happened or is happening? Well, take a look at the streaming service. So Jio Cinema right now offers one of the most competitive plans. So you can take a snippet here. Please calculate it on yearly basis, what the subscription plans are. And you will see that right now Jio Cinema is at this stage, which is price cutting. The moment the market share gets killed for other competitors, they will increase the prices. So I have given you 2 examples, but if you study any of the business models of Reliance Group / Jio Group as of now, this is what they are typically doing. Am I approving it? Am I disapproving it? I'm no one to do any of that thing. I'm simply telling you whatever they are doing. This is a business analysis video. I'm not here to comment whether this is a good step, bad step. I'm simply analyzing the entire thing. Also, on another note, if you like analytical stuff, do consider supporting these type of videos. It will reach out to more people, will make them fundamentally more aware. I had to do a lot of study to make this video. You will see a lot of insightful points along the way. So do consider supporting it. Now, if we study this framework from Jio Financial design point of view, so right now the design of entire financial company of Jio is not out yet, but I'm approximating that they are going to enter in all these space. Announcements have been made. There are news in bits and pieces here and there. If you put it together, you will see that they are working on these 5-6 key things. The first key thing is that they are going to come in the mutual fund industry. this is going to happen. Now, in mutual fund industries, does cutting prices, does it really help? The short answer is yes, because people really worry about the type of commissions or the extent of commissions that they are paying. This is the same strategy that Navi also used to grow its business really fast within the mutual fund industry, so to say, that they came out with a bunch of mutual funds, and on that the expense ratio was very less and vagera ratios were very less, and they were able to expand their AUM or asset under management very fast. So this is the first key thing. Second is the aggregator model, which means that, for example, Paytm, if you take a look at, you can go and buy mutual funds on an aggregator platform called as Paytm. Now, one rule change came in 2016 by RBI. When I explain you the NBFC industry, I will talk more about it. But as per that, RBI announced that NBFC firms, so for example, right now, Jio Financial is an NBFC, non-banking finance company. So non-banking finance company, as per 2016 regulation set by RBI, they can become aggregator platforms. So this is a business line that Jio Financial is going to build. Then comes the third point, that they can sell insurance. So most likely they are going to sell insurance via this aggregator. Then comes the loan business. So here people are comparing Jio Financial with something like Bajaj Finance, that you know what, Jio Financial aa gaya hai, so Bajaj Finance is going to get wiped out. Now, is it going to get wiped out? According to me, no. Bajaj Finance will do really well. I will take you through the case study also on this video, why it is likely to do well. Nothing is going to come off from Bajaj Finance per se. And then comes the fifth point, which is that they will also get into UPI. Now, this is a very interesting point as to why Jio Financial will get into UPI business. Okay, so because if you think about it, ki UPI mein to yaar, you know what, it's not as if that they are taking some money from you when you're transferring 100 rupees to your friend, or you're going and making like some kind of merchant payment, all this stuff. You're not paying anything. Probably merchants are also not paying anything. Then why is it that UPI business is not only being eyed just by Jio Financial, but also by companies like Navi? Why are they doing it? Well, it's very simple. See, think about it this way, that what are all these different companies doing? For example, Navi is building an app. Jio Financial will build an app, this aggregator thing. What is Paytm doing? Well, Paytm is also an app. So think about it this way, that what exactly is Navi? Well, Navi is a finance platform, so to say, or more specifically, it's a financial product platform that you can go and buy like a mutual fund, right? Now, how often will you go and open this app and interact with this app? The chances are that maybe like, you know, once you are getting your salary, then you'll say, ki, Achha, chalo yaar, mutual fund mein I'll go and invest. So probably every 5th of every month, you will go and open Navi app once, and you are done. So its DAU or daily average users are very few, right? So in order to improve this DAU, these companies are getting into UPI business also, because UPI तो बार-बार करते हो, दिन में 4 बार करते हो, Zomato से खाना, यहाँ से खाना, वहाँ से खाना. So you will use the UPI app very frequently. So I hope that through this point, you got a good perspective of where exactly Jio Financial is going to focus its business. Now, of course, I'm not an insider. I have aggregated all this information for you. Of course, they can add a lot more business lines to it. But for the topic of today's conversation, I hope you were able to understand the broader context of Jio Financial. So now comes the second key consideration, and we will spend maybe a couple of minutes discussing this, that why is it that Jio Financial will be extremely profitable with time? So for this, there are 3-4 critical reasons. The first critical reason is that if you study the target market for Jio Financial, then what is the target market? Well, it is people who have discretionary income. These would be people who are earning, I would say, more than 5 lakhs, right? I mean, only those people can go and buy financial products. कि mutual fund खरीद सकते हैं, they will be able to invest in stocks, they will be able to avail high ticket consumer loans. So the target market, in very simple words, is the target market of the rich, or top 3% of Indians, maybe top 5. Now, if extreme growth happens in the next 10 years in India, then we are looking at a target or a TAM of 5 to 10% of the entire Indian market. Now, see folks, many a times I get a question that, you know what, this is like such a small sliver. Only 5-10% people in India are into all these financial products. Then why is it that companies like Zerodha, they are also in finance, became a profitable unicorn? I'm stressing on the word profitable unicorn because unicorn बहुत बन जाती हैं, but profitable unicorn बनना is really, really tough. Then why is it that Sachin Bansal, who co-founded Flipkart, got a very good exit? He's into financial. Why is it that Adani Capital has launched their company? Why is it that Jio Financial is in this group? Why is it that Kunal Shah Cred is in this range? Because all of them are trying to target this 5 to 10% class. Why? Because this is the most profitable customer segment. Now, it is much better for these companies to target one person who earns, let's say, 10 crores versus any other business which is going and targeting like a person who earns only 5 lakhs, right? So I'm just helping you understand the context here, that the target market here is literally the gold market. You can go and sell a range of products here. That is typically what even Cred is doing. Now, I will reveal the answer here that according to my analysis, Jio Financial is a much bigger threat to something like Cred over something like Bajaj Finance. Okay, so I'll get that to in a minute. But I hope this first thing is very clear. Now, the second key point is that entire India is getting financialized. Now, what financialization means? Very simple ki UPI we are using, banking ho chuki hai, वगैरह वगैरह. So all that stuff is happening. Our discretionary income is growing. So this is not an industry which is like this, right? This is an industry which is growing. So this is very different from when Jio got into telecom. Telecom was somewhat of a stagnating industry, so to say. बहुत सारी problems थी, infrastructure, this, that. But this is literally a goldmine industry because the industry itself is expanding at a much faster rate. Let me also qualify my statement because some people will say कि नहीं यार, telecom was also growing at that time. Yes, it was growing, but not at the rate at which currently the financial service industry is growing. Now, if you think about it from a macroeconomics point of view, ask yourself, what made Europe rich? For example, Switzerland, किसके लिए जाना जाता है? Banking, financialization. What made America rich? Banking structure. What will make India really rich, right? It is the fact that, you know what, there will be a lot more financialization of India. So that has started to happen, so to say, and Adanis and Ambanis cannot miss out on this opportunity. So they are throwing a gauntlet there. Third is that, see, this fundamentally changes Reliance's business model. Now, in financial language, Jio Financial is going to have one of the highest ROIC in the Reliance group of universe companies. Now, what is the meaning of ROIC? It's very simple. If you invest 100 rupees in, let's say, Reliance's oil business, by next year it will grow to, let's say, maybe 105, right? But if Jio Financial if the company is investing, Reliance itself is investing 100 rupees of capital, then the return on this invested capital will at least be like 115. Why? Because that is the very basic nature of finance. So the overarching viewpoint is that back in the day, Reliance was an oil company, very bad ROIC. Even Adani's के साथ भी अभी यही issue चल रहा है. Their cost of capital is very high and their ROIC is very low. Why? सारे के सारे businesses are extremely high capital intensive type of businesses. Then what did Reliance do? It transitioned to telecom tech where the ROIC is moderate. Now they have been able to identify and arm at least a business line where this ROIC is going to be fairly high. So then comes the third point, that what kind of companies or other NBFCs would Jio Financials impact? Will it go and hurt Cred? Will it go and hurt Paytm? Will it go and hurt Bajaj Finance? What type of NBFCs will get hurt? So for this, you need to understand first and foremost, what is NBFC space to begin with. So as per RBI's listing, these are the set of NBFCs which are allowed in India. अब मैं इसका categorization समझाने बैठूंगा तो it will take the entire 1 hour. But बहुत simple भाषा में, and we will talk in very simple terms. Basically, you will see that there are a bunch of companies. For example, there is asset finance, there is investment, loan companies, infrastructure companies, housing finance company, microfinance company, and दुनिया भर की कंपनियां होती हैं. But Reliance or Jio, what game are they going to play? They are going to make money-making game. That is what their objective is. So in which spaces will they work? They are going to work in consumer lending space, aggregator space, asset finance space, and a few other points that I had explained earlier. It is unlikely that they are going to get into microfinance and all that. So उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा नहीं होता compared to all these other set of companies. So from that respect, you need to understand that which fight is it going to fight here. So if I have to quickly draw out a competitor heat map, it could look something like this. That for example, if you study Bajaj Finance's business model, then they are mostly into consumer finance or almost like 70% of consumer durables, ki fridge, TV, AC, ये सब, they are sold via Bajaj Finance. Now another related point is जो automobiles, two-wheelers वगैरह जो selling होती है, especially two-wheelers, that is done via Bajaj Finance. Now Bajaj Finance, why did it grow? Because आपने यहाँ पे नाम पढ़ रहे होंगे Bajaj. So Bajaj was initially what? Like automobiles they used to sell. They already have a massive distribution network. They have a great risk management system. It's a proven business model that has grown with time. So I don't think that as of now, Jio Financials is going to compete head on in this space. Now, the second key thing is that, for example, if you consider housing finance companies, then this is an entirely different space, because here you are targeting a very specific niche that, okay, we are going to give out like major money just for purchasing houses. For example, Awas Financiers is into housing finance. Now, is Jio Financials directly going to enter this and kill the competition here? This also looks a little bit unlikely. Most likely outcome here is that it is going to go after aggregator, because this is like a mass market product. You can sell mutual funds, you can sell insurance, all this stuff. So basically, this is the first target that Jio will have, that Paytm and Cred, they are directly going to compete. Why is this more certain? Simply because of the fact that this business, this part of the business can be scaled fairly quickly. So when Jio Financial partnered with BlackRock, they got a lot of clout in the mutual fund industry, so to say. So this is a fairly easier business to scale compared to something like, let's say, housing finance or something like auto financing and all that, because इसमें आपको distributor network बनाना पड़ता है. A lot of on-ground work needs to happen. I'm not saying that Jio Financial will not enter into these spaces, but it does not look like the first target. Then gold हो गया, so gold again can be aggregated here only. MFIs, it's highly unlikely that they are going to enter. It is not a profitable enough segment, according to my understanding, for Jio Financials to enter and sort of spend their energy on. So the way that I see is that Jio Financial will first and foremost look to build an aggregator platform. They are going to benefit a lot, right? If you take a look at the Reliance Industries crazy business empire, what you will notice is that they have like retail store, they have like digital services, recharge kara lo, ye kara lo. They already have like a lot of customer data. So giving like small consumer loans, right? That becomes like a very important stuff. Via their digital products, they can sell their own consumer products and give small loans for it. This seems like a related step. These things can happen directly. That aggregator platform banao, digitally push people to take consumer loans via their digital stores and sort of build your loan business from that perspective. Another easy business for them would be to enter the credit card business and generally card businesses. Co-branding cards उन कुछ के चल रहे होंगे, right? आगे चल के they are going to expand this business line. This is a profitable business. So something like SBI cards can also take a hit, but at least in the short term, it doesn't look like that. So now comes the natural question that Jio Financials has a bunch of advantages going for it. So should you go and buy immediately? Should you wait and watch? What is it that you should be doing? See guys, honestly, I don't know what the correct valuation is. No one knows. If anyone knew what the exact correct valuation was, then life would have become so easy. But everyone is guessing here and there is no head or leg to it. So I will tell you the pros and cons. The pro of buying Jio Financials right now is that right now there is index rebalancing that is happening. So major mutual funds will have to sell Reliance Jio simply because of the fact that they have to rebalance. For example, when you buy Nifty 50, and उसमें weight अगर बढ़ गया है Jio Financials का, then they'll have to rebalance it accordingly, right? So all this stuff is going down, and therefore for the last 2 days circuit में the stock is there that it is falling and falling. So that is happening. Number two, the price discovery of an IPO takes time. So pick any IPO. Now Jio Financial has not been a typical IPO because it got demerged, right? So that is how the IPO was generated, so to say. But from a conglomerate business, you can't take out just that valuation part and figure out what the correct value is. No one can do it. Everyone is guessing. So honestly, like you can give it a little bit of time for price discovery. Just wait and watch. It's no hurry that you have to do it. Now, after reading a lot of analysis, I'm getting a sense that the correct price is somewhere around 235. How people have reached it, no clue, right? Even just people are just quoting 230, 235 range. So abhi time hai, you could probably wait and watch in case you're a very short-term player. If you're a long-term player, you're of the view that, see, I want to hold it for 3 years. Getting it at a good price now. So can I buy it? So yes, you could definitely consider building some positions on this stock, but please understand the risks. See, the biggest risk that I see on Jio Financial is very simple. It is called as conglomerate risk. Now, what is the meaning of conglomerate risk? It means that Jio or Reliance is a bunch of businesses. There are like these many businesses going. Here are Jio Financial, it's like a tiny business. Now, what is the issue that is going on in Adani Group? They have demerged their businesses. A bunch of companies have been listed separately. And there is what issue that is going on at Adani Group? It is, we don't know, right? I mean, you guys are doing like one thing in one company. Probably moving money from X to Y company, then Y to Z company. Kya ho raha hai? We don't know, right? So that is the headache. And that is one of the reasons why Deloitte also resigned. But in case of Reliance companies, majority of these businesses are tied to this group. And now they have started to demerge it. And one of the demerged business is Jio Financial. So again, that moving money business from entity A to entity B could happen. It could create a lot of issues. अब इसमें होता क्या है कि even if Jio Financial is generating a lot of profits, so this small tiny venture is generating a lot of profit, but it is not reflecting on its book for some reason, because this is being kind of given to this big entity. So that kind of creates an issue in the overall business कि अच्छी growth आने के बावजूद, despite really good growth, it is not getting reflected into the stock price. And one final point, that will I be buying Jio Financials? The answer is yes, I will definitely be buying Jio Financials. At what stage? I might make an announcement in the member community section. In order to understand that, you could consider checking the links in the description and comment box. In case you want to understand more that how these businesses are designed, Adani ji's business, Ambani ji business, and will they end up owning and building the entire monopoly in India? Please consider watching this video. I have given you very relevant, unbiased analysis on this entire issue. Do consider watching it and do consider supporting these type of videos. I hope you enjoyed this conversation and I will see you soon.